any of them bulletproof?
Well, when you bust out the AK or the AR-15, they were blasting right through those things. But yeah, 22 couldn't even get through 100 stickers, I remember.
All right, live.
All right, sorry. Let's get that back up. Hey, y'all. Sorry about that. We are back. Although you're listening to this on Podbeam, you're probably not even noticing all these cutouts of the video we're experiencing. It's New Year, and we're still experiencing the same goddamn problems. They're not new. We've experienced them a lot. But, Jimmy, you were telling me about
This is just Trump, you know.
the government, and how
we-
you want to
we-
go and get your, you want to be able to do this and do that.
What I'm saying is that the people that love Trump, they don't like government. And that was one of his problems. He was going to drain the swamp.
You're misinterpreting it.
He was going to tear down the government. We were going to make it smaller and get rid of all these regulations that are protecting people from terrible companies. And so it's hard for...
Well, isn't he firing a bunch of people that are fucking up? And he's draining the swamp?
Well, he's not.
Republicans and Democrats
it's not
alike?
so much that they're getting fired; they're getting indicted and then charged with crimes. Are you talking about the people on his campaign?
Well, some of those people. It's
Yeah.
not that he,
I mean, yeah, okay.
he's
Hey,
still draining the swamp. I mean,
we hired a swamp monster to drain the swamp, and maybe he's the last one to go. But he's, like Ricky the squirrel and Pokey the raccoon. He's getting them all kicked out of the swamp.
I think you guys' y'all's problem is that he talks a lot of shit.
A lot of shit.
And
Yeah.
I think that's fun. I think it's good that we have a president that's a boss and will call people losers and horse face to their face. And I think it's hilarious. We knew what we were getting into when I didn't vote for him, but I will vote for him in 2020. You goddamn right I will.
But hilarious and presidential. How do we reconcile between those two different worlds?
Why can't they be both?
Because how many presidents have you lived through?
I was around from Carter on.
You were born in the 70s? But
George W.'s. H.W. I thought I was on the tail end of Carter.
When were you born?
84.
So you were born in the second Reagan term. You don't remember him.
No.
You probably don't even remember much about read my lips.
No
taxes.
It wouldn't be prudent.
Not at this juncture.
But I do remember mostly good old rapist Bill Clinton, though.
Yeah. Well, how exposed? Now, I think this traumatized you. So you growing up through the Clinton years, what was it about his masculinity that threatened you?
Nothing. I didn't think anything about presidents, and I still, I don't like any presidents until this one came around.
You're scared of a man that can get any woman he sees?
Wow, no, man. We did that whole Clinton body count, and that guy was fucking laying carpet all over the place, man.
But
before he became president.
To some pretty gnarly looking chicks, right? I mean,
that Juanita Broadwick.
Yeah,
Broadwick was
Paula Jones was not a looker. And then I'd say he actually made his best choice out of all the ladies was Monica.
Yeah, probably.
I think she's going to actually...
And that was consensual.
Yeah. Completely consensual. He just lied about it. So why do we hate Trump? Because he's a liar. He doesn't have as much money as he says he does.
Oh, no, that's a reason to hate the guy. Oh, man.
He is not as successful as he says he is.
He is as successful as he says he is.
He's Magoo for presidents. Oh, no, Magoo, you
So
did
let me
it
ask you this.
again.
So our only other alternative this presidential season back in 2016 would have been Hillary Clinton. Do you think that would have been any better?
I'm thankful that she didn't win because I wouldn't have been able to.
Thank Trump for that.
Yeah.
But then you have people going and trying to put him on trial, trying to impeach him. And
I think the Democratic Party, they screwed up. They made a major calculation error in not putting the endorsement behind Bernie.
No, who wants socialism in this fucking country?
Bernie versus...
Gross.
See, this is the thing. He's not going to turn
You know who else were
socialist.
socialists? Nazis were socialists.
Just like Trump is not going to turn this into a totalitarian state overnight. There will be forces that move against him. Like, if he pushes too hard, we might even have a a freaking military uprising and a coup happen if he continues this collusion with Mother Russia.
Oh my God,
So-
collusion. This is another bullshit thing I hear. Like, what? Okay, what exactly did Russia do to sway the election? Because all I hear is that he maybe got some information, and that's it, and that's not illegal.
They hacked the servers.
Hack the servers to do what?
They
To change votes?
Released the emails. They
Release the emails
they
that
hacked Soros's servers. They colluded with the campaign to make false accounts on social media and propagate this message of nothingness from the Trump campaign, and then they ended up winning over the close-minded and blinders.
See, that's your guys' thing. You go, just because they get some information out that actually should have been out in the first place. You're like, well, okay, well, Trump would have never got those votes. No, people that weren't going to vote for Hillary still wouldn't have voted for Hillary. That's the bottom fucking line.
I mean, look, if I didn't have to vote for Hillary, I wouldn't have voted for Hillary.
Gross. You still voted for her?
I had to.
Gross, dude. You could have done Jill Stein.
I was
or
trying to
fucking-
save our country.
What, we're dying now or something? It's not being
Yes.
amazing? Anyways, what I really want to get with
there-
today is that, see, this is the mentality that the left has. No matter what he does, and I can tell you tomorrow, there's all these accounts that Trump is now against the wall, and you guys would be like, fuck, we need that wall. Anything he'll say,
No.
you guys will do the opposite. And my big example of that, why don't you go put on this, let's watch this quick little video here.
Okay, but real quick, he's just the worst at selling things. Right? He says he's the best salesman, but he is the worst.
None of the video.
He's the worst at selling.
Just watch this video here. And this is your Trump derangement syndrome right here.
Oh, goodness.
To our country based on merit and based on the fact that they are going to love our country and they respect our people in our country.
For decades, open borders have allowed drugs and gangs to pour into our most vulnerable communities. Most tragically, they have caused the loss of many innocent lives.
We are a nation of immigrants, and we should all be proud of it. But we're also a nation of laws. It is wrong and ultimately self-defeating for a nation of immigrants to permit the kind of abuse of our immigration laws.
Not only in the states most heavily affected, but in every place in this country are rightly disturbed by the large numbers of illegal aliens entering our country. That's why our administration has moved aggressively to secure our borders more by hiring a record number of new border guards, by deporting twice as many criminal aliens as ever before.
Families who enter our country the right way and play by the rules watch others flout the rules.
Yeah.
People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who
Goddamn
entered the
right.
U.S. legally.
And because we live in an age where terrorists are challenging our borders, we cannot allow
Terrorists
people to
at our
pour
borders?
into the U.S. undetected, undocumented, and unchecked.
We've got to do several things, and I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants. Certainly, we've got to do more at our borders, and people have to stop employing illegal immigrants.
Yes!
We're working to make sure that we have sufficient facilities to detain, house, and process them.
How about cages,
appropriately.
Obama?
And it is unlikely that their children will be able to stay.
Very
And
unlikely.
I've asked parents across Central America not to put their children in harm's way.
The president's decision to end DACA was heartless.
All right, we get it.
And it was brainless.
Oh, we don't want to talk about the bad things.
What about the bad things? Everything
And
that
he-
Trump is saying, they've said it years and years ago. But all of a sudden now, Mr. Trump's in the office, and now we're really against it. Especially what we just saw with fucking Schumer there.
Yeah. Okay. So there's a difference in me saying there are individuals that are here that have broken the rules and are taking advantage of the country, and we need to put legislation into place to prevent this from happening. And then there's they're bringing rapists. Mexico, they're the worst. They're
So,
gonna pay for it.
Is he wrong about what he's saying though? He just says it differently. He's not going to be like a little jerk and
Yeah.
he's like, go,
So he
hey, we
has-
got this and going.
he
But by
has-
the way, hold up a second. You only hear you don't watch his speeches, but he
I
does
watch
say it
his
that way.
speeches.
And you still have to. He still doesn't go. These damn Mexicans are coming, and believe me, we don't want them to be here.
I
Dude,
listen,
what Bill
I'm a
Clinton was
very
saying, what
good judge
Obama,
of
what Hillary,
characters.
he
What
says
is in-
exactly
what
word
is
for
in
word
his
a lot of
heart
times.
Is
Now, you don't know what's
is-
in his heart.
is-
You,
is
you're
evil.
You've got
He's an evil person.
You've got Trump derangement syndrome like a motherfucker because you're still against the wall after seeing that every Democrat before him are for exactly what he wants.
We're all for border security, yes.
Then why
but
are-
spending
then why aren't
what
we
he
getting in there?
says is $5 billion is a lie. That wall's going to cost more than $100 billion. Okay, I mean,
And where's your study on that?
I'm just saying
You're just throwing out a number there.
Yeah.
Okay.
There are people that are saying that $5 billion is nowhere close to what it's
It's
actually
going to put
cost.
enough walls in places where
There's
there's
some people
heavy
that say-
traffic at the moment, and then it's going to be able to pay for itself and be able to recreate more money.
You ain't charging a toll for the payment of the wall. This whole bullshit about
We're
how
gonna steal the drug
NAFTA
money.
NAFTA 2.0 is going to pay for the wall. That money is not going to wall building fund. It's going to the businesses that aren't paying so much.
It's going to go to
have their-
border control so that they can spend it the way that they need it.
No. Any money that is raised through the agreement, the trade agreement, any money that he says is there from the trade agreement does not go to the wall. Let's get that straight. That just means prices are cheaper for people to do things across the border. That's all that NAFTA 2.0 does. It doesn't have and by going into this agreement, everything that Mexico sends, they'll put another dollar on there for wall building fund. No. There is no money from NAFTA 2.0 going to the wall. And anybody that tells you that is trying to sell you a bill of goods, and it's bullshit politics. The same shit that you don't like. So what I'm saying is I'll go at this as a joke and tell you, hey, I'm anti-wall and all-wall. I'm not anti-wall. I'm fine for building the wall. But I'm telling you, this MFer lied to us when he said that we weren't going to have to pay for it.
What have you? Okay,
and also
he never said we're not going to pay for it. He said he's going to have Mexico pay for it.
If it was just him and me, and I was holding the purse.
Are you familiar with how credit card companies work?
I'm the Congress. He comes to me, I'm giving you no money, Trump. Nothing.
See,
because I'm
You're
just
the
counting.
reason why it's shut
Well,
down.
I'm
The
also
whole
counting
government's shut down.
counting the time for a freaking indictment to come in, and just like
Do you know what
they
indictments
didn't
do?
allow. Why didn't they allow Obama to confirm his nominated Supreme Court justice? Because he was on the way out. Well, you're on the way out, so you get nothing.
You know who's on the way out? Fucking Ruth Bader's about to keel over, and we're going to have another conservative
That's
judge.
the other fucking thing that makes y'all Trump supporters look like assholes, because you are now rooting for a lady to die.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are. I know you were just joking, but there is a large. I bet there's probably a bunch of rednecks, if they even knew how to get to Washington D.C. in their
not all rednecks vote Republican.
Chevy, because they probably don't drive Ford, because they're fix or repair daily. They're going to drive their Chevy.
Fix it again, Tony.
Yeah, and they'll probably, stupid idiots, drive to Washington State because they don't know how to read a map. But if they knew, thank God we've got Supreme Courts in every state.
This is how you see Republicans. It's so crazy. You see them as rednecks and shit, but this is your problem. You have derangement syndrome, man. You think that Republicans are all 10-tooth hicks.
You know what it is?
And you think that liberals on the left-hand side of politics are all perfect, educated people, but then you have this Jim Acosta who says walls don't work. And I'm going to put this tweet up here, and you show me. Let's just watch this tweet here real quick.
It's Jim Acosta, not Acosta.
Steel slats go on the entire length of the border here in McAllen, Texas. As a matter of fact, at this point where we're standing right now, there's a chain link fence behind me, and then some brush and some trees before you hit the Rio Grande River. Now, talking to folks, there are migrants that come through this area, but a lot of the residents we talk to say this is a very safe community and that they don't see migrants coming into their community.
This is not even the original one that I saw. I think he might have took it down, but he was in front of a wall there saying, this is pretty tranquil over here. I wonder why, because there's a fucking wall there. There's security there. Places like San Diego, El Paso say the same thing, that this is a border town because there's goddamn walls already there. There's a problem here that you guys aren't seeing, and it's you. with your derangement syndrome.
I remember being told shortly after 9/11.
Keep scrolling down.
With us or against us.
Oh,
You know,
we lost fucking video. Keep scrolling down.
With us or against us. I'm sick of talking about this wall. The wall will never be built. Is this a new light?
No. How do you mean the wall's never going to be built? Now you're against the wall being built, or it's not going to be built while he's in the president? Yeah. Because you have
As soon as he's out, a Democrat will say it in
Get on that mic.
As soon as he's out of here, a Democrat will say it in a nice way, like, "Hey, we're going to build
in
a
a
fluffy,
nice way.
a fluffy protective
Listen
border."
how fucking sensitive you bitches are.
Yeah.
You're like, well, I don't like the way he tells me, but I do like what he's saying. But I just don't like the way he says it. Yeah. Oh my god! Do you see what you're doing?
You gotta watch your tone of voice.
Oh my god!
So
you are not really like that, dude. You can't really honestly be like that.
No, this is what I was gonna say before we got cut off earlier. I made a major mistake of not talking to you about what our topic was going to be, and I just ate a dinner from Taco Bell, and then now we're talking about the wall, and I think I'm not even in control of my body at this point. The food is driving.
Just drops right out of your butthole.
Well, it's like all of a sudden I'm so defending no wall because of my Mexican food dinner.
You need a wall in your ass so that the food can stay in there a little longer?
Maybe.
They need a better port of entry or something, a port of exit?
A grande enchilada burrito.
So let me ask you this question. What if we were able to get the money for it in a different way where we don't have to pay for it? Would you be more in support of that?
Okay.
More support of that?
You get Saudi Arabia to write you a check.
No, it doesn't have to be Saudi Arabia.
They're like, hey, thanks for letting us kill that guy.
So let me tell you a little thing about...
Thanks for letting us kill that journalist without any repercussions and allowing our multi-billion, $100 billion military contract to proceed.
I'm not going to defend the Saudis, man.
We'll buy your wall.
Saudis were involved in 9/11, and I'm not happy about that myself, okay? So don't try to throw that at me. I'm not all the way fucking righty. I'm a libertarian, remember? But I do support Trump. But what I want to ask you is, if we're able to get money in a different way, would you want that wall? Because you're saying he's not going to get that wall ever.
I'm telling you that a physical wall along the southern border is ridiculous.
Does it work? Walls work.
Okay. The walls work. Like, if that's your only, like, dude, are you saying walls don't work? Unless your nemesis is the Kool-Aid man, yes, walls work.
I'd like to see glass go through steel slats. First of all,
he'd probably.
The only thing going to get through are glass shards and Kool-Aid.
I love how you guys just like quickly were like, yeah, you know what, steel slats is a better idea. Good idea, Trump. You guys were on concrete.
You know what's in the steel
years.
slats? Concrete is in the steel slats.
No, rebar is in concrete.
Rebar with fucking concrete. You guys are just all about semantics. You just don't like the way people say things, and that's why you guys are fucking pussies.
Look, remember when they destroyed Jim Carrey for being like a flip-flopper?
Oh, fucking Jim Carrey. I love that guy.
John Carrey, yeah.
Oh, Jim Carrey, too. He's a fucking bitch, too.
Remember when Jim Carrey came out of that rhino's butt? Yeah, so man. There was that, but John Carrey was a flip-flopper. Like, they killed him over flip-flop. Why is Teflon Don, like... Why does nothing stick to him? Like, he's like, hey,
see, that's the best part about him. You guys dwell on every little thing. He just goes,
be beautiful.
Whatever you say, it's not gonna stick to me. I'm made of PTFE. You all know what that is? It's Teflon.
Yeah, it gives you cancer. So,
does it?
Yeah, Teflon gives you cancer. If it starts to flake off,
you know what? If I can choose from my egg not sliding off my I have cast iron. You can season. Maybe he's more of a seasoned cast iron grill more than Teflon.
So, will he get his wall? I doubt it.
Yeah,
now,
he will.
What he will get is some money to fortify the actual ports of entry.
Mm-hmm.
And to possibly put some more money towards the technology that the Border Patrol used to monitor the unwalled areas.
Let's just make the wall out of solar panels so everyone's happy.
But and the reason why everybody thinks it's racist is because
you guys are deranged and you think everything he says has got some sort of hidden meaning, that it's a dog whistle.
How many people?
That's offensive to dogs, by the way.
Across the northern border.
What is that got to do with anything? We don't have a problem
We
with them
don't-
coming through the border. We don't
because
have
they're
22 million
white.
of them.
Because they're white.
See, that's the first thing you guys all go to.
It's
no,
white
it's got nothing
people
to do
coming
with,
with drugs is fine. You telling me Canadians never raped?
No, they
You
definitely
telling
do.
me you telling me Canadians never raped?
Speaking of Canadians, you know that movie Something About Mary? They're making a Canadian version. Something About Marie? Okay, moving on. I'm sure that there's plenty of illegal traffic coming from the north, but there is a lot more. I don't know what the border walls look like up there.
Hey, real quick, I just looked up the numbers for people crossing the northern border.
What's the source on this?
The source, CBS News.
It's right up your alley, left-handed bias. There
August
you go.
6, 2018. It's up 142% from last year. Total number's 445.
Doesn't seem like they're coming in droves in
So
caravans.
what are the numbers of people that have crossed illegally into America from Mexico? Because
We're seeing
there's
22 million already in here.
22 million
On the
this
north side
year?
of that. Not this year.
Okay, how many in 2018 came across the border illegally?
I don't know.
That's the
Look
question.
it up. Figure it out.
And then how many came to claim asylum? And then this is where
Dude, do you even know what claiming asylum entails?
This is where your mouth-breathing friends that support Trump don't understand that there's a big difference between crossing and illegally migrating and claiming asylum. So those numbers cannot be counted in the same bucket, right? Do we agree?
Okay.
If you meet the criteria for claiming asylum, it does not mean that you have crossed illegally and you're an illegal alien. You're an asylum seeker.
Okay, you're seeking asylum.
Right.
Fine. That's not the process of
And
seeking
those
asylum.
people come through normal ports of entry. But then they also don't even have to. They can just...
But you know, there was a recent thing that Trump just got rid of was that you can cross over illegally and claim it, and we have to process you, which was
and then,
terrible.
And he got rid of...
Yeah,
No,
guess what kind of policy that was? That was a
the-
fucking Democrat policy.
It was an existing policy that...
By the Democrats.
That meant that is...
George Bush
if
didn't
you-
put that up
if
there.
you
Reagan
get
didn't do
picked
that.
up, you can just say, hey, I want to claim asylum. And then he was like, well...
So do you know what happens between this time that they say asylum?
Asylum office.
You know what's going on, though, right? They're claiming asylum, which I don't think is that bad, right? They're claiming it, then we process them, which
Right.
is not the right way to do it, especially for people that have done it correctly. They're not for it either. But then what they do is it takes a couple years in court stuff, and then they never show up to the court things, and then they disappear into the world. I mean, that's not the right way to do things. They're not properly vetted, and we're seeing...
They put ankle bracelets on.
I don't put ankle bracelets on them.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
They used to.
Well, they don't.
Well, they should.
Yeah, well, I'm totally down for that. Who's paying for that, though? Mexico should pay for that.
No, we should.
So I have this bill that was presented by our boy,
Let's hear it.
Ted Cruz. This is legislation that he put into. He's looking for votes for this, and this is, matter of fact, this is
the only thing that I'll ever agree with Ted Cruz about.
Maybe.
Is this what this might be?
Not only would you agree with it, but Chuck Norris was the one who brought this to a lot of people's attention.
He's a religious fanatic that I don't respect anymore.
Well, if he's fucking religious, I'm not for it. There's nothing wrong with people that are religious, you fucking nut. But listen,
I don't have
what if we
problems with
take the
religion.
money from illegal activity that's coming across from El Chapo, the billions of dollars that are coming through there, and we put that into the wall? Nobody has to pay for it, except for the drugs that already came through, all the money that we seized from them. Would that be a better alternative to you? No, you just don't want to wallow.
Let's hear the bill.
All right. So this is called the El Chapo Act, okay? Mr. Cruz introduced the following bill, which was read twice and referred to
His
the committee.
beard is just a sad, sad attempt to be likable.
This
And
is so
I-
like you guys. He's just growing a beard. Big fucking deal. And you guys were like, that's a shitty fucking beard. And like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys?
It's a nice
Can't
beard.
give the guy one fucking beard.
It makes him look like a human being. Before, I was just waiting for the reptilian head to like split the human skin and pop out.
Yeah, pop up
of
a
that
picture of him
big
with a
ass
beard.
forehead of his. But now
Look at
he's
that. He looks like a handsome
It
man.
is-
You know what it does? It chisels out the jawline a little bit
It
so you don't look
hides
like a
that-
fat fuck, you know?
Well, he always looked like that old lady from.
Look at that beard. Would you respect a man that had a beard like that and was telling you we should use El Chapo's fucking money?
I mean, he didn't look like him. Maybe.
He looks like his dad killed JFK.
And he's
to me.
just such a back talker. Like he'll give you a compliment, but he
So,
doesn't mean
this
it.
bill, to reserve any amounts forfeited to the United States government as a result of the criminal prosecution of El Chapo or other felony convictions involving the transportation of controlled substances into the United States for security measures along the southern border, including the completion of a border wall. There's this is just 3 pages, 30-something lines, 40-something lines, and it just sort of doesn't really detail much. It just says we're going to take the money.
But that's bullshit. They've already got El Chapo in jail. They're prosecuting him, aren't they?
Yeah, but all that money that they seized already is sitting around in a fucking vault.
Yeah, well...
Now let me ask you: is that a fair thing to use? If we can use that money to build
know
the wall,
who
would
gets
you
that-
be
you know
more
who
upset?
gets that money? The municipality that captured him.
Oh, speaking of beards, look at Beto trying to grow a beard, trying to be more personable.
No, he already was personable.
Wow, look at you guys.
He was
Now, all of
somebody
a
you
sudden,
could-
he's
you
like,
could talk to. And
one guy growing a beard makes him look more human, and then this guy, I guess he's already been human, and you guys have derangement syndrome. You cannot just see people for people.
listen.
You hate them just because of one thing. They
not-
don't side on your side.
Do not loop.
Is my beard bad? Do you think my beard makes me
Do
look more
not
human?
loop Trump and Cruz in the same wicker basket here.
Beautiful Ted Cruz, by the way. He's even more beautiful. Beautiful bearded
Ted Cruz is garbage.
He's
He is
garbage.
he is garbage.
He's lying, Ted, but now I love him. He's beautiful.
No, he's garbage.
Jimmy, you're garbage.
He started the whole. He perpetuated the whole Tea Party movement and brought down the Republican Party. I was so close to turning Republican years ago. I was on my way. And then the Tea Party movement was the nail in the coffin that said, I cannot.
What leftist policies, Democratic policies, are you really
align
for?
with
That
this.
you are like really all for? That I'm against.
It's the empathy. It's the being able to feel for people.
We have a heart, and you guys don't.
You know, this whole, you
guys are you guys don't even have a heart in your body.
We don't need any immigrants.
The empathy. Is that the way we're gonna
No
run?
refugees. We'll take no refugees. We're America.
No, we do take refugees.
Oh, we're not going to be the
that try
police.
to come here the right way.
We're not going to be the police of America. Pull all our troops back.
So crazy that I just showed you a video full of your politicians.
Yeah, Obama also was like the
Andy said it best. Andy said this best.
Drone killer king.
What are drones gonna fucking do? What are you gonna do? Drop fucking missiles on them? Like, what are drones really gonna do? You're gonna spot them?
That's what Obama did. He was the king of it. He was killing all kinds of people.
Well, he turned out to be a great president, huh? With no scandals at all.
I'm saying they're all terrible. All of them are terrible.
You guys,
Trump is the worst. This is the problem with America. We have deified our presidents. We have, I mean, when you look at it, you've got the
left
president
does that.
is like the God, right? He's our God, and then his council is the Supreme Court, and then you've got the Senate, which is the Senate and the Congress, and it's like this. Why have we done this? We have lied to ourselves of the powers of the president in the first place. Nobody's read the freaking Constitution. The first article of the Constitution
says the
is
people
the
try to
powers,
fucking
is
change
the powers
every
of the
single right.
Congress. The most powerful branch of the government is the Congress. And
After the
president, no. The president is the weakest. The president is the weakest part of the presidency. And we are just tearing up our Constitution with this guy's reckless abandon and absolute no respect for the office of the presidency, the Constitution, or this country. This guy is I
just hear a bunch of words, but no actual facts. You just say he's against this and that. No, he's actually doing a lot more than anybody's doing.
He's handing
Look at,
over this
He's giving
country
you more money in
to
your
the
pockets.
corporations.
No, he's
no
not.
money's going into my pockets.
Your taxes went down. I can't wait till you get your W-2 and you fill it out and you have to pay less in taxes this year than you did last year. I'm going to pay less in taxes this year.
Tell me how that works out.
I don't know. I just know it's happening.
Well,
I'm not an economist. I know that I'm paying less in
head.
fucking. What aren't we all? Don't we all do that? I'm no journalist here. I'm no professional expert on things, but I can see that I'm paying less.
The experts are saying that we are not going to pay. Anybody that's making less than $150,000 a year is not paying any less. And if anything, you're paying more. Anybody that's making over $500,000, yes, they are paying less. And 1% of them paying less is like our entire yearly salary, man. So I've got no sympathy for those people, the idea that
But
that
you
is
guys
going,
have so much empathy, but
the
you don't have any sympathy for us.
The idea, are you making over $150,000 a year?
Yeah, goddamn right
no,
I am.
You're not.
Okay, I'm not.
So, look, that idea that these business owners are going to be trickling down that money is a lie. Trickle down economics.
How is it a lie?
Has been debunked. It doesn't work.
Well, but
That
hang on.
money-
Let me butt in here real quick,
trickle
Jimmy.
down
So
economics does not work.
So you're just supposed to reach in and take this money that you think is rightfully these people, what they, these business owners, what they've worked for, what they've strived for their entire life, to tax them at 70 and 80%. You think that's okay?
You think they're getting taxed at 70, 80%?
No, only people making over $10 million, and only after the $10 million is when you're paying.
Anybody
you
that's
get 30
making
cents on
over
the
$10
dollar.
million
Yeah.
is not getting taxed anywhere close to 70, 80%.
They're going to
Because
with the Green New
they've got-
Deal.
If they're making
that's
over
what I'm
$10
asking,
million,
like, do
they've
you
got
think
an
that's-
accountant that they are paying over, $200,000 to make sure that they are not paying anywhere close to 70, 80%. They've got foundations set up. Their money is flowing into foundations, nonprofits. They're renting. Their business is renting from one of their other businesses.
But you're still not answering the question. Is it morally okay to tax people, that high?
Yeah, shouldn't we all just have one tax bracket for everybody? Wouldn't that be the best?
Guys, talk to the IRS on this, and then while you're
Let me get
there,
them on the phone real
ask
quick.
them. Ask them where.
It'll be next week
I'm
before you
asking
get
Ask
on
him
the
Would
phone.
that be
if
best?
Donald is
What would you rather
actually.
do?
Ask him if he's actually being audited, and if they say no, then tell him, okay, well, why don't you release his tax?
See, this is just like when Trump was like, "We're going to try to get Obama's birth certificate." You guys are doing the same exact thing,
no,
except for tax returns.
They gave it to you. You've seen it. You've seen Obama's birth certificate.
Yeah, I know. He was doing that, and now you guys are doing the same thing because you guys are no fucking better. Right? You guys want to see his tax return. What is
Okay.
that going to prove? That he
It's
fucking
gonna-
is
it's
good
gonna-
at doing taxes?
No. If it's going to prove
That he knows
he's
loopholes? There's no loopholes.
He's getting millions and millions of dollars from Russian citizens
Oh my
paying
God,
for
here we-
rent in his freaking Trump Tower.
This is conspiracy theories 101 with Jimmy Preston over here.
It's not conspiracy theory, dude.
Russians, this and that. Oh my God.
Don Jr. even said that, 2015, he was like, a majority of our money came from Russia this year.
Yeah, because they probably put fucking Trump Towers or something in Russia. Do you think they're for what? Where did they get the money from Russia? What did they do in Russia to get all that money?
Because those guys are doing illegal stuff in Russia.
Illegal stuff.
And they come over here
Is that a
and they
technical
wash
term?
the money by renting units from Trump.
There was a show I loved. It was called Sopranos.
Yeah.
Don't you love the mob?
That
It's a very
just
difficult
like the
situation.
Flintstones. Like before, I used to be anti-cavemen, but the Flintstones turned me on that.
I'm all of a sudden I'm all for cavemen.
Fred and Barney were just two lovable characters, and the next thing I know, I was pro-caveman. So.
You know the shittiest part about this government shutdown is that.
But you know what I
branch
hate?
of
You know
the
what
fucking
I hate about the mobsters? Is they turn on each other like rats.
You know who's doing that? The left. Speaking of which, Ellen DeGeneres got turned on. She gets turned on a lot, I'm sure. But when you go against the left and you are for the left, you're automatically you're dead to them. The left literally eats itself, and then that's just one example. There's several things where if you don't go with them, you're out. It's the mob rule. Democrats are literally the mob.
Yeah. Well, look.
And they founded the KKK.
I agree. I agree that I don't want to. Is it the left or is it just like the hypersensitive or what do we call them?
Well, see, if you're on the left, you're automatically far left.
Because this is the problem with that I find with the left and the Democrats is there's just so many subset groups. You've got your environmentalists. You've got your anti-racism people, which everybody should be. It's a shame that only the Democrats have anti-racism people.
What?
And the Republicans don't have
God.
that.
See, this is what makes you guys racist.
And then we've got the LBGT community. And then, like the...
Do you think that everybody in the LBGT plus IQ, WXYZ community are all on the left?
I think that, no, because that Waters guy on Fox, Waters World, he's pretty gay, right?
He's super gay.
Yeah.
At least he comes off very gay.
If he's not, he's a great actor.
And I know.
But how does he live his life? It's got to be a terrible life. Like,
because you guys are deranged. You have syndrome that makes you only see the bad in one person.
As soon as
and
he
you
goes
think that he has all bad things about gay. No one hates gay people like you think.
He goes to the bar with those guys like Steve Ducey and brown-haired guy, and then they have a couple beers, and it's always like he's getting the worst gay jokes. Like they're like, "Oh, look at this! It's a stout. Oh, you like it stout, don't you, Waters?" Like bad
His
jokes.
friends probably call him fags still.
Probably, and he just like puts up with it. He's like, I'm in the Republican locker room. I guess I got to put up with this.
Because he's not a fucking pussy.
It's a shame. He should come over to the Democrat side, except he never got hugged enough by his dad.
How can you? Oh my God! See, now this is what you guys do. You guys come up with little scenarios that he didn't get enough loving from his daddy. I guarantee you, any gay guy did not get enough loving from their dad. Yeah, I guarantee you that. That's why they're gay, because they didn't get enough loving from their dad, huh?
They weren't born like that. They just weren't loved like that.
You guys are so deranged that you guys can't even see the good. You can't see the forest for the trees. You have to see that, oh, no, Trump said this because he's racist. And, like, you can't prove that he's not racist, or you can't prove that he is racist. And then when you guys say that there's something called white privilege, that's inherently telling you that because you're white, you get more of this and that. And by the way, I worked my ass off, and I don't have any sort of fucking privilege. I guess the white privilege got washed over me or something. Instead of just saying, no, you work hard, you get good things. When you work hard, good things happen to you. Maybe you work hard and something doesn't happen to you. That's just life in general. But there are, Harvard professors. There are people, CEOs. They're black. They're white. They're fucking every single color and creed. How to say that there's inherently some white privilege because your skin color, that's inherently racist right off the fucking bat.
No. It's not because of your skin color. It's because people with that skin color.
Go ahead.
It's because people with that skin color,
the majority of the world,
have worked very hard to make it hard for people without that skin color to advance in this world. That's why. Because through their laws, through their government structure.
This is how Jimmy sees the world. You're at a job interview, okay, and you're a black guy, and I say, okay, look at this. You've got, man, you went to Harvard? Okay, that's cool.
I'm interviewing and I'm black.
You don't have to say anything, right?
Okay.
Oh, okay, let's see here. Okay, sir, Jimmy Preston. Okay, oh, great. You went to college. You're top of your class, and you look at this. So you've participated in many things, and you got great grades. And oh, you're black. Sorry, sir, we don't allow you here.
And
this is the world you think you live in right now.
That happens every day in Republican America.
Yeah, this happens every single day like that. This is how deranged you guys
Let me tell you
sound.
how it does happen, though, and this is the truth, man. Through the laws and the people that are in power, there is racial disparity in who's getting arrested, and you've heard about the school-to-prison pipeline.
Yeah, it's terrible.
The statistics show that non-white kids get disciplined at a higher rate in school. Is that a product of environment? Is that a product of their race? Is that a product of their
Are you just trying to tell me that they're getting in trouble for doing nothing, just other than
I'm saying they're probably doing something.
There you go. They're probably doing something.
But if you put a white kid doing something like being disruptive in class versus a black kid being disruptive in class, the studies have shown that kid, the white kid, is going to get like a slap on the wrist. The black kid is going to get suspended.
But you don't even know the background of that. I've heard of that story, but then you have to read about he's already been suspended a couple times. That's probably a first-time offender. If they're both first-time offenders, guess what? They're slapping on the wrist.
Why are you already assuming that the black guy's a multiple offender?
I'm just saying that's the study you're talking about would have that person like that, and you don't take account for any of that stuff. You just see one black person and one white person doing the same crime, and then one of them gets more of
what's the white kid's
punishment.
name? What's the black kid's name?
His name was Daniel, and you have LaShawn. Is that a black name? Listen.
But look, so what I'm saying is that there's a school-to-prison pipeline that goes on here. These kids, if they don't get an education, If they're sitting in detention versus class, they're not getting an education. We need to make sure that everybody is educated equally, because if they don't, then they end up in the system. If they end up in the system, they are harder to
Is
employ.
education a human right?
I fought on the Fair Chance Hiring Initiative here in Austin to get
Rid of the felony
the
check.
checkbox or any criminal history checkbox off of the application, so that you can get an interview. Because just like your little you're black and you ripped it up, that's exactly how, when somebody looks at the application, and it could be Mike Johnson and it could be Mike Stevens. Mike Johnson's black because it's Johnson, and Mike Stevens is white.
Deshonda.
And then the black guy marks yes on I have a criminal background.
Okay.
So it looks Mike Stevens, Mike Johnson, no difference, all same work history, but one's got a criminal history. You're throwing that application in the trash. They're not getting a call.
Right.
So that's how
Why is
white
that,
guys.
how is that a bad thing?
That's how white people have a leg up, because these people that aren't white have a foot on their neck from the
crimes that they committed,
from the vagina. When they're popping out, they don't even get a slap. Doctors flick a black child's ass. They don't smack them. Did you know that?
Well, I did not know that.
Yeah, that's racist. From the vagina.
I think slaps are way more harder than a fucking flick.
I just made that
Yeah.
up. But you believed it.
Flick more beans than
You were
a
like,
fucking
you know
Starbucks
what?
barista.
Most doctors are racist.
Most doctors are racist. Oh, okay. Great. Grand. Wonderful. Here's the thing. Do you believe that education is a human right? That everybody needs to be educated, or it has a right to get educated?
I think all humans should seek knowledge.
Yeah, but doesn't mean that they automatically, by birth, should get it.
I know
will get it.
in this country we have always had, well, we haven't always had, but we've got public education, and I think it's a good idea. A educated electorate
Why?
is
Those are terrible schools.
important. I don't know why a public school. You went to a public school.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Why
Everyone
was it
hated
terrible?
them.
Nobody liked you, but
Because-
that doesn't mean it was a bad school.
No, it's just bad. There's lots of teachers that wouldn't have sex with me, and I saw it all over. It's like, where those? Dude, that's a hot, especially when they're a chick. You go, damn, nice.
For the simple numbers of people that we have to get educated every single year, we need public schools.
If we can go one
we
year,
cannot
one
do
year,
it with charter schools. I hope to God you aren't brainwashed on this charter schools thing.
If we can go 1 year where a teacher doesn't have sex with a student, we can pay them more. I think that'd be good too. What do you got there?
I don't know. I'm reading some of our. What do you got, Hard
Well,
Hat?
I did want to
Anything?
mention before we got into government shutdown stuff, but there is one part of the government I'm not down to have shut down, and it's an armed branch. And right now, our friend Rob is out of work at the moment. Well, they're working, but they're not getting paid at the moment. And I think any armed branch of our government that is shut down should not have been
what
shut
is
down.
he?
He's Coast Guard.
Coast Guard's not a real branch.
It's an armed branch, and I don't think that they should. Well, you go ahead and tell Elise that some more.
Should they give them guns?
I do.
I mean,
think-
they're on boats. I mean, you
Coast
should
Guard?
not be shooting guns while you're on a
You
boat.
know, a lot of
Absolutely, they should. They
Have you ever shot a bow and arrow while you were rowing a boat?
fuck
yeah,
you, Jimmy.
because that's how they have ship battles.
No, listen. I've got several friends that are in the Coast Guard, and a couple of them are actually squadron commanders. And I know what the Coast Guard does. They keep us safe, and they're actually a lot of times the first line of defense.
Goddamn right.
For stuff that's coming in.
Or the last line,
well,
depending
hopefully-
on how you look at it.
And it's not as if they're not going to get paid for all that work that they're doing. They're just not getting paid at the moment. And once the government comes back, you're going to have a nice fat paycheck that you're well deserved. And I'm sorry that Democrats are holding this up like crazy.
Oh no! Do not put your boy even said it. He said it.
Yeah,
He's
see,
like,
that's
I own the shutdown.
Yeah.
I am proud to own it.
he did not say that. He
I
said it in
will
a way
be
that you guys
proud
were
to
like.
own it.
He said it to make sure that your little delicate little ears didn't get in trouble. He said, "Oh, fine." I said, "Yeah, I'll take claim for it if you guys are going to be little bitches about it." Except he didn't say being little bitches about it because he could have said something way worse, but he didn't. But yeah, he'll take blame for it if you guys are just going to be little B-words about
so
it.
the simple fact is,
Coach is coming through saying it's everyone.
God damn.
I hear you.
Both sides.
Everyone's being stubborn.
You gotta respect the commander in chief. I understand you're in a pickle. So look, this is the thing. They can approve 90% of the budget and still go about this.
No, they're not. They're
thing.
doing exactly what you're going to do. You're going to say, yeah, we'll open it up. We'll get you guys going. And then 30 days later, we're going to say, nope, no wall. Sorry. Not even one fucking dollar.
She's right. Both of these people are wrong because there's no. We're not seeing any.
If Hillary Clinton wanted a wall and she was president, we would have a wall by now.
What's the word? Mediation. There's no negotiation going on here. It's I want the wall. I want the 5.2 billion.
So the negotiation they did have.
And
he
then
goes
there's
up to the
no wall.
He goes up to Schumer and Pelosi and he goes, are you guys gonna approve my wall? They say no. He goes, peace. And he walks away.
And he walks out.
That's negotiating, baby.
No,
that's negotiating.
That is being
that's
a child.
That's the art of the deal.
That is being a child, and there's 800,000 people that aren't working, or are working without pay.
They'll get paid after this shutdown comes back.
You go 1 month.
I get it. I know what you're talking about.
It costs to work.
I know.
It can cost you $10. Just before you get to work,
here's the thing:
you gotta stop, you got to get some coffee.
If you're considered a non-essential government
employee,
if you're considered a non-essential government employee, and a lot of employees are saying this, like we know that this is a possibility of our job. Just like when you're a server at a restaurant,
Nobody's
you know.
saying that.
Yes. When you're a server at a restaurant, you know that you're not going to make $100 every day, but you could. You can make more than that. You can make way less than that. There should be other options. In this case, the Coast Guard, I don't think they should have to have that option because they're an armed branch of the military. I don't fucking like that. But every other fucking branch.
You know who is getting paid?
Who is?
The senators and congressmen.
Yeah, they all went to fucking Puerto Rico to party over the weekend while fucking Trump was hanging out trying to figure shit out.
Nobody was in Puerto Rico partying.
Yeah, they were.
What was going on?
Democrats were up. Yeah, there were pictures of them on the beaches hanging out. Fucking, we just got put into the office, and now we're gonna go Puerto Rico, and we're gonna go watch some chicks and thongs on the beach. That's what's going on right now. Right. Schumer's bald spots out there, fucking. Pelosi's fucking nasty face out there.
They won. They
sure did.
It was a blue wave. So
hardly. It was a purplish wave.
Look, Trump was able to celebrate his record number attendance at his inauguration. Remember that when like 20 people showed up. He
both sides
got to celebrate and go to Mar-a-Lago like a million freaking times and play all the golf. So let them go to Puerto Rico
you
one
know
time.
What happens when I go golfing? I get to think a lot, you know? And maybe he's going out there and he's thinking while Democrats are looking at thongs on the beach. Which, it's a good thing, too, Don't get me wrong, I love thongs.
Just bringing that up, there's something else. You've got to have something better than that. Like, who cares that
I really don't care, actually. I'm just fucking throwing shit around. I really don't care that they go
What
and
I'm
do
worried
something.
about is what just came out with the Federal Bureau of Investigation that had said that they opened an investigation on Trump to see if he was actually a agent for Russia. So, like, this is some interesting stuff.
Do you know what Trump should do? He should all these questions he's gonna ask. Have you worked with Russia before? And he should just say, yeah, I have, and that way everyone will believe him all of a sudden because now they believe him. You guys will only believe him if you want to believe him. But he says, no, I'm not. But you guys are okay. I guess. Well, he's still a liar. We're gonna investigate either way. He should just start going against. He should just start saying, I'm with all you guys. Yeah, I don't want the wall. I want fucking social health care. I want to tax the rich, everybody, and then everyone's gonna be like, "Wait a minute, what the fuck's he up to?"
State-sponsored.
No. We don't. We don't want that fucking wall. We don't want any fucking socialized healthcare. As long as that fucker with the fucking hair and the fucking thing and the face and the orange, as long as he wants it, we don't want it.
Do you know he was so on the fence, like to run as a Democrat or a Republican? I'm just glad he chose Republican.
No, because when you look at the Democrats' policies, how can you not choose the other side? When you want to increase more fucking spending, but all of a sudden $5 billion, which is a fucking day of our budget, our annual budget, a day of it. Matter of fact, we could not fund NASA for a couple days and pay for the wall for 1 or 2 days.
I just don't get it. You guys are so fiscally responsible all the time, and then you're just like, let's just throw some money in a
So the one
freaking
time we
river.
want to fucking do it, we're like, you guys are like, no. But
No. The other
everything
time you
else,
wanted
you guys
to do
let's
it-
spend fucking.
The other time when you wanted to go to Iraq, we were like, hey, that's probably not a good idea. Hey, when you
Well, I'm not for any of the wars, but I'm not a fucking neocon that wants war. I don't want any wars. But here's another thing: we pulled shit out of Syria, and you guys were like, no, we need those. We need fucking war all of a
because
sudden.
the Kurds. We can't let
guys-
the Kurds. And then your stupid dummy redhead or orange guy, what's his name? Trump.
Doc would
Trumpzilla.
say Dorito face or some shit.
He tweets, "We will decimate Turkey's economy if they move on the Kurds." In a tweet, he's doing diplomacy. This is what I'm saying. I will never like this guy because he is destroying America.
That's your problem.
The image of America across the globe has gone down by record amounts. Like they were so
disagree.
happy when we elected Obama. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, America might not be so racist.
Why are you?
We can travel there and maybe we'll be safe." In
I don't
the
like
South.
liars myself.
But
you know
no,
the biggest lie
you-
that happened in that time.
You still cannot go to the Piggly Wiggly.
Let me tell you about a lie that
feel safe.
Obama fucking gave us that everyone was all for. You could keep your doctor if you like your doctor. You could keep him. And guess what happened with that?
Yeah.
Why don't we talk about that a bit? That everybody fucking lies. Why are we all of a sudden
I
so
was pissed.
fucking concerned that politicians lie? It's just because you guys have a fucking thing up here that hates Donald Trump at all costs, no matter what he does. Tomorrow he'll say, we don't want to fucking go.
I'll admit it. I don't like the guy. I would.
And that's no way to fucking do policy.
I don't have to negotiate with him.
Yeah,
but
that's
if
true.
you're asking me what I think about him, I'm going to tell you.
But you share the
I
same
don't
thing
like
that
him.
Pelosi, the head, the fucking Speaker of the House,
Look,
and
you
fucking
show
old man
me-
Schumer.
You show me one good policy he's done.
Moder-
and
okay.
I will tell you
the
if
MMA,
it's good or bad.
The Music Modernization Act, the Modernization Music Act, whatever that was. Why don't you put that up there?
Who authored it?
Who cares who authored it? He approved it. You just
'cause
asked
he-
me that, and I told you.
Okay, but that's not his
Modernization.
initiative. It's somebody else's initiative.
He also
And he
got
was-
somebody out
it's
of
like,
prison.
okay,
he
sounds
fucking,
good. And look, that's the
he
thing.
meets with Kanye.
He does nothing but sign shit. If it was like
Orrin Hatch.
Okay, so what were the votes in Congress? Like, if it was unanimous,
This bill includes.
if it was unanimous,
Go up a little bit.
then the
This
Congress
bill
and
includes
the
the
Senate
Classics
did it.
Act, the AMP Act, and blah, blah, blah. Number one, close the 72 loophole by establishing federal copyright protection that will guarantee compensation for artists who recorded music before February 15th, 1972. The people that recorded all those pieces and the Jews that took the black man's music and made money off of it. Sorry, my cat's meowing
what's
through my
happening?
door. Yeah, he wants to come out. But anyways, there's one policy that he got for going.
No. He does not get credit for that. Somebody else wrote this legislation.
He signed it in.
Somebody else. Yeah, signing it is bullshit, dude.
He still has to approve
This
it.
is what I'm saying. He does nothing. The president does nothing.
Go ahead
and
put in Trump
he can
policies
do-
and let's see what pops up there. And we can see
He
what
has
got going.
done nothing. The only policy that he's done is undoing policies and undoing.
I'd say that's doing something. Terrible policies like Obamacare. That's a terrible one. Remember that one? If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. And actually, fuck that. We're just going to charge you for insurance that you guys don't use. And thank you very much.
I'm going to use your same logic on
Okay,
you.
go ahead.
Doesn't healthcare work, dude?
Healthcare is not a human right.
Doesn't healthcare is a wall a human right?
Well, yeah, dying,
Walls
not getting
work.
murdered by some. Look, our issue with the wall is not because it's fucking a wall we want to separate. It's because that we're seeing a problem.
You think
where illegal immigrants?
one guy
Yeah.
from Honduras is going to come all the way here and kill your loved one?
That's not the. See, now you're taking it to an extreme. It's happened. Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
it's happened.
And even one of them is too much for me. When they could have been vetted in the first place, because every single fucking politician before Trump wanted this wall. They could have put it up, but they didn't.
Let's go down this wormhole right here and see. Pick a topic that Trump you want to see his
Let's go to
policy
education
on.
here.
Education.
What has Nancy DeVos done to destroy our education?
Well, how would she do? Why would you think
Because she has zero education experience. She She has zero.
Let me ask you a question. You want to
education
start a company.
experience. Her brother.
You want to start a company.
Is the owner of Blackwater, and they want to put guns in schools. Of course, they've staged some shootings, and now they want to just give guns to all these students or get Blackwater to do security. I get it, man. I get it. You want to weaponize the students? Let's do it. But,
What?
But,
Who's doing that? Nobody's doing that.
man.
You are nutty. You are out of control. What does it say here? What you got, Brandon?
This is, I mean,
First year of presidency, Donald Trump signed an executive order directing this.
But you're not understanding what I'm saying. He's not. If he's not authoring this legislation, he's got nothing to do with it. Just him signing the bill does not give him credit, unless he worked to like mend the divide between the people that weren't going to vote for it and the people that were. That's what government is. And maybe this is the problem. Nobody knows how the government works.
Yeah,
the bills come to the Senate or the Congress, the House of Representatives.
Okay.
They author the bills. Now, a lot of times they don't even author them. And in a lot of these conferences, like you can go to this oil drilling conference of the world and shit conference down the street. You know what? Or like the organization that he's going to talk to the farmers people in New Orleans right now.
He's going to give him some fast food. He said
they are going to hand him a bill that is written already, and they're like, all you got to do is get somebody to sign on as sponsor. They've got a line like, who's going to sponsor it? And it'd be like Dick Durbin, right? And then so that guy then takes it to the Senate. He's like, I'd like to offer up this. And they're like, oh, is that a new bill? Okay, well, then we'll call it H.R. 2956. And it's like, we need to have some hearings on this. They have some hearings. And then they're like, we need to have a vote on this after it gets through the committee and shit. And then they vote on it. And then once it passes, then it's got to go and pass in the other house, right? And then once they vote on it, then it's passed. It's passed, and now it goes to the president for him to sign it into law.
Okay.
That's all he has to do. He doesn't have to fucking think.
So what?
And that's
what
why a
president
lot of
before
times
him have done what you said that Trump hasn't done?
What?
What president before him has their own policies and then they sign in they write their own policies?
Obamacare. So like that was
that turned
one,
out to be a really good one, by the way.
Okay, regardless of what you think about it, but that is an example of
what I think about it. It's terrible.
Him putting his crew together, them writing this bill, taking it to the Senate and the Congress, or the House of Representatives, and they had a lot of negotiations, if you remember, before it was even voted on and passed, and it went through a lot of, and that's where you can use your own doctor, and you can blah blah. Yeah, that's what he wrote. Like the first draft was like all this good shit.
He lied.
Wasn't going to cost you anything, and it'd be great. And you even get a phone with every rectal exam. You get your own phone. And I'm President Obama.
I don't think we can play that song.
But
I'm just a bill.
So the point is, during the first draft to the 50th draft, the health insurance company said.
Stop for a second. Okay.
Wait. The health insurance company said, no freaking way are you going to be able to have all of these things. So we'll pull out. We'll strike. We won't participate in it. Sorry about that. And you're all done because you can't do it without us. We're out. And then they were like, okay, all right. Well, then you don't have to keep your doctor.
No, we're going to charge you.
You win. Insurance companies.
Okay.
Businesses won.
Go ahead and let's see the First Amendment here. Policy positions on the First Amendment. He's going back there. It doesn't matter. I know that he's. I just don't get that you want someone that's not a politician to write legislation when he's going to use people that can write it and then sign it into law if he agrees with it. That's just as fucking good. It's just as fucking good.
You're asking that I witness some sort of. He has given me no evidence that he is able to navigate through the politics that is Washington, D.C. He has failed. He has failed. And by just putting his foot down and not coming to the negotiating table, I mean, because they could, if they passed DACA, and he would get his money for his wall. You
That's
know, like
ridiculous.
if he did one thing and came to the negotiation table, that we could probably get this. And I would still.
Why are we trying to pass for DACA
I would
here
even
all of a sudden?
I don't know. We got to have some immigration reform.
The only thing that we should do with DACA, they're not going to become real citizens unless they apply for it.
I don't. Do you trust this guy? If he was to make a deal with me, if I'm your friend,
okay,
and he comes to me and he says, "I'm going to make a deal with you, Jimmy. I'm going to make a deal that if you give me the money for the wall, I'll build the wall, and I promise, in 6 months we'll get together," and he like looks at you, and winks. It's like, in 6 months we'll get together. We'll have a barbecue in my house. I'll bring that Big Red that you like. And I'm like, I don't like Big Red.
I want fucking grape soda.
Well, I want Dr. Pepper, Diet Dr. Pepper,
Dr.
Pepper. And he's like, okay, I'll get the Diet Dr. Pepper. You come to my house, and we'll have a barbecue, and if you give me the wall money, I will then bring all your brown friends over here, and then I'll give them citizenship.
Scoot that over a bit.
Your DACA friends. I'll do that. So if he looks me in the eye and he says this, and you're my friend, are you gonna say, Jimmy, that's a good deal? He's probably gonna show up in 6. He's probably not gonna forget about that.
Man,
barbecue.
I stopped listening a while back. What you were saying. Sorry.
Is he gonna even bring me the Diet Dr. Pepper?
I think I drank about 12 Dr. Peppers. Of course there's Dr. Pepper there. Didn't you watch Forrest Gump? Yeah. Forrest Gump drank about 12, 13 of them. Then he had to pay. Let's see.
The thing is, no, you're going to say, Jimmy, don't do it. He's not going to keep up his end of the deal. He's gonna.
No, see,
he's
now
gonna.
you
forget.
You work on the basis that he's not gonna do what he says he's gonna do.
He's gonna do you wrong.
Nope, you're wrong. And he's doing what he's going to do. He's telling. See, what he's trying to do right now is try to build a wall, which is something he promised. But when he doesn't get it because you guys are holding him up, you're gonna be like, well, see, he fucking lied to you guys again. What the fuck? It's less than 1 day spending in the government for this fucking wall. But no, we need fucking, what is it, 48 trillion for this socialized health care and the Green New Deal that we can only account for 2 trillion of it.
What?
It's this Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez googly eye bullshit that she's got going on, and nobody's taking her seriously. It's basically the Democrat policies are turning into socialism, with no regard to what happened with socialism in the past, how it fucking crumbled Venezuela. But no, we can try it here. We'll do better. We got people that hate communism. I hate communism, but they hate capitalism. But capitalism has made people the richest people in the world here and most more prosperous. But no, that seems to be a bad thing. If we go to the left,
it's a bad thing if, in the process of making your money, you're shitting on people. That's what I'm saying. If you were,
how are you shitting on people? Okay, give me an example of how you would shit on somebody if you owned a company.
If you've got a chicken processing plant and you're just dumping all of the feces into the river.
Yeah, that'd be bad, right?
That's bad.
No one does that. Sorry.
People do that.
No, not anymore.
Without regulation, that shit happens.
There is regulation, and there are proper regulations. It's not that we don't want regulation. There's regulation for when we need things. We don't need regulation on fucking guns.
Why was there?
We don't need regulation on speech.
What do you mean we don't need regulations on guns?
We don't. There's plenty of regulations on guns already.
Can anybody just have a cannon?
Yeah. Do you know how much cannons cost? A lot more than what people can buy, and afford.
Or I could forge a cannon.
Yeah. So forge one.
I'll make a cannon.
So go for it.
Can I legally own a cannon?
Yeah, figure it out. Yeah, man. Go buy a fucking rocket launcher if you have the money.
I'm building a.
You know how much guns cost? It shows your lack of ignorance on how much guns cost in the first place. A small handgun's like $500. How the fuck can you afford that?
Anybody can afford that.
No, not everybody.
You do?
Yeah, because I make $150,000 a year.
I knew it. I knew it.
Here's the thing, dude. You think that if rocket launchers are legal and everyone can have one? Do you know how expensive those fuckers would be? Jesus fucking Christ! Not everyone can afford them.
I do not want to live in a world where it is legal
you could buy a
for
helicopter.
anybody to go and buy a rocket launcher.
Costs as much as a helicopter would cost.
Look, there's some dude that is like what is it? The Aspergers. They got the Aspergers, maybe. Right.
love
And
those.
all
Those are
they do,
tasty
like
burgers.
imagine a Forrest Gump guy. Look, Forrest Gump.
He
You
had
want
guns.
Forrest Gump
Do
to
I
have
want-
a rocket launcher?
Yeah. Did you not-
He was not all there. Like, what if he finally realizes Jenny gave him AIDS?
So all of a sudden, like, Forrest Gump has all this money to spend. I mean, I know that he got that endorsement for the ping pongs
He
and
spent
everything.
the money on Apple. No, he invested the money in
Well,
Apple.
Lieutenant Dan did that for him, and he said, "Oh, that's good. One less thing."
And then I got this letter from this fruit company.
Said we don't have to worry
Said
about
we
money
don't
no
have
more.
to worry about money no more.
Said that's good. And you know what he did? He gave that money to his best friend
Bubba
Bubba.
Gump's
That's right.
family.
So, yeah. So what's your argument here? That retards can't get guns or something, or shouldn't get guns? I don't know. I agree that there should be some sort of regulation, which are already in place. People that are mentally ill can't get guns. People that are convicts can't get guns.
You got to drive on the right side of the road.
No,
You
I'm
know,
against
that's a
that.
regulation.
I'm against that. No,
You-
when
you gotta
when I'm
s-
saying I'm against regulation, I mean fucking regulations that are dumb like that. Fucking trying to tell people, what about the gun shootings right now?
But do you hate like the regulations like, oh, this is zoned residential. Oh, this is
Fucking
zoned
hate that.
industrial. Yeah, that's city planning.
That's
you know?
fine.
And
I'm
look,
not the one planning it though.
I'm an expert in city planning.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. Speaking of which, we're going to start a fucking Twitch channel for Jimmy over here. He's
It's going to be called Gym City.
He's going to be playing Gym City over here.
It's coming to a Twitch channel near you. I've been
City planning.
I am quite a city planner myself. I have a city called Boogville. Boogville.
First of all, you're already failing because you could have had a nice name or something.
No, I'm
like Prestonville.
I'm a Ween fan.
Presstown.
And the Boognish is
Yeah,
there.
look, I just came up with two better ones than
Preston
Boogville.
Town?
Presstown.
Presstown.
But it'll be like Presstone.
I'm currently playing offline, but I mean, look at this.
Look at that, prosperous man.
This is.
It's all full of capitalism. How many homeless people do you have in that fucking city?
We're zero homeless.
Zero homeless.
Zero homeless.
Thank you, capital. You should change it so that it's all socialized. Socialize everything.
And then this is all the new stuff. This is like all the futuristic buildings that I've started building. So big things are happening. We're currently at war right now. Can you see this on the screen?
Yeah, we've got it.
Currently at war. Let's see. I can't hop on the war right now. But my clan, we're going to be going to war real soon with another clan.
Look at you, war-hungry fucker.
Yeah, so I've got to collect my resources. I'm still waiting on a donut. Oh, let's see here. Let's just, while I'm here, I might as well just take care of this real quick. Sorry to take over the show for a second. Okay, let's see.
Launching soon. Gym City on Twitch on the Emergency Exit Podcast
so
Network.
Got that donut, so now I can collect that gas can. I got one gas can.
All right, we're not here watching him play this game right now, okay? Bottom line, and we're going to end the show here real soon. That when you look
what I'm saying is,
when you look at leftist policies,
1.8 million people that I keep happy. 1.8 million people in Boogville. I know how to plan. There are no traffic problems. Do you see any exclamation points?
Is that where you fucked up when there's exclamation points? They need
like
your
enough,
attention.
Not enough police stations.
Why don't you go throw a fucking hurricane in there right now for them and see what happens?
You want to see?
Wipe them the fuck out.
I can do it. Do you want to see it?
No. Maybe the next episode of Gym City will.
I can do a meteor strike, an alien invasion, a tornado, or a lightning storm.
Alien invasion. Holy fuck! That would unite everybody.
Or a robot. No, that wouldn't.
Yeah, it would.
They would kill us.
No, but yeah, we would unite to fight the fucking aliens. Now, are we talking about illegal aliens, or I guess they're still considered illegal aliens?
So aliens come, just like 9/11. We put American flags up everywhere. When the aliens come, do we put up Earth flags?
Well, I'd say so. What would they? That would just be a flag with the Earth on it, right? a white flag with the Earth on it.
I think so.
Anyways, here's final thoughts.
What are the thoughts? I think I won.
Okay, whatever you want to say. I think let's read some. No, there's too much fucking. She's going on a rant here. You could have called.
Yeah, you should have called Coach. And look, I support your husband.
We support Rob. He's going to get his money, and I'm sorry that Democrats are holding this up, and what can you do? This is something that Trump wanted.
But in the movies, in the movies, I always saw that if the wife goes to the commanding officer and like asks for a private meeting at a bar, things always go well. So you should probably call his commanding officer and ask to meet him at the Sizzler and wear something a little sexy and just see if you can get a little help.
Some skin.
And we'll see how that goes.
We're just kidding, of course. The point of my whole thing today is that you have, and many people and lots of folks on the left have what is called Trump Derangement Syndrome. You guys, no matter what he says, you guys are going to be against it. Matter of fact, we've got all this stuff that Democrats have been saying for years, and all of a sudden Trump says it, and you guys are all against it. That's proof, living proof, that you guys are just fucking mental, and you guys are panty waist.
Okay, so
not you though.
This is what this is what I'm gonna do for you.
I feel more powerful when I'm wearing this hat. I get to be more like Trump. Because they're a bunch of panty waists, little bitches.
I'm gonna try and be more conscious of when I'm deranged. Okay, but I need you to just. Can you imagine if Trump was a Democrat? How
he was
much? I know he was, but if he was colluding with the Democratic Party right now to destroy America, like he is with the Republicans, do you think that the Republicans would have a problem? Like if he was saying the shit that he's saying on Twitter,
we've brought back so many fucking jobs, but that's destroying America.
And doing public foreign policy
Democrats
through
want
Twitter,
open borders,
and like his last moment, like why didn't they ask Cohen about his father-in-law? They should do that. Like that is, he's now.
Here's the bottom line: this is a president that is more transparent than anything because he's got he's got his own Twitter.
Because he's an idiot and his Alzheimer's is running the show here. That's I
thought you said you were going to try to work on your derangement syndrome, but here you go, right back into it.
Is one thing. And then also just like delusional and thinking that he can just say whatever comes to the top of his head at any moment.
Horseface.
That's dangerous.
You're
That's
ugly.
how we get
Loser.
nuclear 3.
Loser.
Or World War 3.
Loser.
We're all dead.
Loser.
Oh my God.
You're deranged.
But I missed you, man.
I missed you too. High five.
High five.
Thank you guys for listening. It's been another episode of Emergency Exit Podcast. We'll be back next week with probably a better topic than talking about Trump. If you guys want to drop us any lines, check us out.
Drop us lines.
At emergencyexitpodcast.com.
And look for Jim City coming soon.
Jim City on Twitch or wherever on our podcast network. Somewhere. So, that being said, for Jimmy Preston, for Brandon Hardhead Mitchell, I'm Lowe saying, that's right.